Hello, fourth grade. So I have a quiz here for the Southeast region. And with the input of you guys, I've learned that you guys want the students to write the name of the state and write the name of the capital. So what I've done is made that quiz. So I'm going to walk you through and kind of how you could assign it to your classrooms. So the first thing you need to do is duplicate this quiz. Because if you don't, everyone's answers are going to be together. So copy a Southeast region quiz. I'm going to keep it that so I know the difference between the two. You might want to put your homeroom or the school year, whatever you need to do. The next thing I need to do is I need to assign it in my Google Classroom. If you are a teacher who uses Google Classroom, this might be the easiest way to help your students know where the information is, where the quiz is, and also scoring. So let's go to my Google Classroom, the district classroom, and I'm going to create a quiz assignment. When you make a quiz assignment, it works with the Google form with the grading. So Southeast region. You could build a quiz in here, but you could also add one in. So I'm going to go to Google Drive and I'm going to find the copy of. There's one thing actually you may want to do. Under settings, you can lock their Chromebooks. That way they're not able to go to other tabs while taking this quiz. So I'm going to enable that. But that's only on Chromebooks. It's not going to do it on my computer because I'm on an Apple and they are actually on Chromebooks. So copy of, I'm going to insert it. Lock mode is on Chromebooks. And notice how grade importing is always also on. You can adjust the points depending on how many points are in the quiz. And I think each question is worth 1 point at this point unless you change them. So I'm going to hit assign. And now I'm going to go over to my student account and go to Google Classroom. And now within my Google Classroom as a student, I have the Southeast region quiz. If I view assignment, doesn't matter. I'm going to go in. This is what it's going to look like. Lock mode is on, only people with Google with the Chromebooks. So I need to go in. I'm going to pause and I'm going to fix that. I went to my teacher account. I turned this off and then I just refreshed my student page. So now I'm in the quiz. So now I'm expecting students to type in these answers. So West Virginia. I'm going to pause while I type in the answers for you. So I don't think you need to see them. Okay, so as a student, I am finished the quiz now and I'm going to hit submit. So when they're done, my response has been recorded. Grades will release to Google Classroom at a later time. Response submitted and assignment marked as done. So now if I click open assignment, it's going to bring me back to Google Classroom. I have made it so they can only take the quiz once and they're not allowed to go back and edit their answers. That's an option that you can put in if you choose. So now on the teacher side, I am going to go back to that quiz. And now I have a response at the top. So my questions, my setting, my responses in the middle. I can see just an overall which states, and I'm going, there's a lot of them missing. But if I go to my, like you can go by question. So if you wanted to quickly go and say, okay, these kids got it wrong. Let's see, number 1 is supposed to be West Virginia. Okay, Mark is correct. That one's good. So I can look and see which ones the student got incorrect. So this one has 0 points. And I can see that they spelled it incorrectly. But you know what? I know what they meant. I'm going to mark it as correct. And I'm going to hit save because I can do a bunch of those in a row. Same thing. North Carolina was okay. I can see that there's points. This one's ungraded. And you know what? Georgia, I think they were getting close. I can add feedback. Georgia. But if I do it by question, I can do like 5 or 6 kids right in a row and have that same feedback copy and paste it in. So I can go through and check all of their answers. Tennessee was spelled incorrectly. Make sure you hit save at the end before you go to the next one. So I can go and I can look at the answer key right there. I can click that so I can say, oh, yep, they got Mississippi. I can go to the next one, Louisiana, they got, but I can go by that, or I can go individually by students. So I can see, oh, they got this one wrong. It's supposed to be North Carolina, but I gave them the point. See how it's green now? Yes, that says red, but there's a green check, which means they got the points. This one is a check, check. If I scroll down more, this one's still marked wrong, but I can say, nope, it's good. This one is now a check, check. So I can quickly go through and change them. The ones at the bottom where you actually have to score them, you are then going to have to give points or no points. And when you're done, that's a bonus one. You can hit save. Okay, so you go through the entire quiz if you need to, looking at everyone's answers. So now what does that mean for Google Classroom? When you're in the assignment, you can import those grades. So I'm going to go into view the assignment, student work. So there's this button right up in the top right hand corner that says import grades. I'm going to import it. So you need to know how many points total there are because it does it out of 100 automatically. So this student got a 22, but that's not how many questions were actually on the quiz. So you'd have to make sure that out of 30 points, it does change it right here. It does change it. So out of 30 points, it does show you that. So when you're ready, you can import the grades. If you make any other changes, just hit import grades again. It'll just override it. So let's say I go into the quiz and I say, oh, wait a minute. So-and-so was supposed to get a point for this. I can go and give them a point, hit save, go back to here, import the grades. And then when I'm ready to release, I'm going to click this and I'm going to hit return. Okay. So right now, if I look at this grades, it has nothing. But when I go and I hit return, and I go to my student account, it's graded, and I have a score right there. So Google Classroom and Google Forms work really well together if you just put a little effort in, and just trying to make those quizzes can be overwhelming, but this quiz can be used over and over and over again every year. If you have any questions, please ask.